Like I heard people say dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? The Kanye's of the world and shit. They say shit like, bro, what the fuck? Like they be having decent points, but when you say certain shit, it's like, no, bro. It's kind of like your girl, like if you're like, oh, damn, you be acting kind of like moody and shit like that, versus like you be acting like a bitch. It's a big difference if you say you act moody versus you act like a bitch. It's a huge difference.
I mean, and that's true. And see, and my thing about it now is like, so that clip I played, people still rub people the wrong way, even though you hear it as something decent. I think nowadays a lot of people take things out of context. It's just
social media gave us this platform to disagree with every fucking thing anybody has ever said in life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Charlemagne, we talk about Charlemagne and Charlemagne book. He was like, the three people gonna rock with it, three people gonna disagree, and like a few people gonna be on the fence about everything you do in life. That's just how it is. So with social media, you just gonna have a whole thing of like, people just come to hate. Like that's popular to hate shit. Like to hate ain't like, nigga, I could get a whole career off of hating shit. For real. If we start this podcast and all we do is trash songs or trash artists, we'll be bigger than all we do is pick up people that make good music. We ain't going nowhere being positive. If we negative, we'll be big as fuck.
That's true. People love it. People soak it up. It's just kind of like what was interesting. And I mean, I guess it's not necessarily negative, but you mentioned how horror podcasts are blowing up.
Horrible decision?
No, horror podcasts.
Oh, yeah, like
telling
crime. Yeah, crime and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I think that's interesting how people are interested in just sitting there listening to that.
And I listened to one. It was like a big one. It was about the Atlanta child murderers. And I remember it was when my wife started working nights. Mm-hmm. And I listened to that whole shit. It was scared in my damn house because it was it was interesting. You know what I'm saying? It was interesting, but it just was like, this is kind of dark, but people like negative.
So how they dress this up though to be negative? Like, I mean, not negative, excuse me, interesting. Like, how are they putting this together? Does it have like background music and all of this to it?
They kind of set it up like a movie. The one I listened to, like, and they did like experiments. They said like, well, he threw a body off the bridge and they said they could hear it. So they did a test. And like at the end of the podcast, they threw something off the bridge to see if you could hear it, and you could. So they ended just like that. So they make it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people just in the weird negative shit, like, just, that's what it is, man. Yeah.